parts included in the gate kit are post collars, frame collars, spring, latch, and finger.
It's a wonderful day on New Trend. Today we're going to show you how to mount an ornamental gate to 2x2 posts. For today's purposes, we basically have two posts mounted. These are called a flange post. The flange post has a flange on the bottom, and New Trend has a two-piece cover for the unsightly bolts. Simply just snap the cap on, covers the unsightly bolts. The other option, obviously, is these posts being firmly implanted in concrete. Our first step is we're going to take our gate and you're going to decide whether the hinges are on the right-hand side or the left-hand side. When the gate opens towards you, if the hinges are on the right-hand side, the spring closure must go down on the bottom right. If the hinges are on the left-hand side, the spring closure must be inverted, top left, pointing down. Failing to do that, your spring closure will never work. Basically, the tools you're going to require: a 1/2 inch socket wrench, 3/4 wrench, and your trusty drill. So for today's purposes, our spring closure is going to go on our bottom right, which means our hinges are on the right as well. Your first step is you take your two gate frame collars, one set, and two nuts and bolts. So the first step, taking your two frame collars, putting your bolt through, just loosely fitting your nut on. Exact same procedure for the back side. It's going to be loose, so just slide it down to the bottom, don't scratch it. Same thing for the next set of collars. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to start installing your hinges on your hinge side of the post. So you have two post collars. They will interlock with each other around the post. Then you will have your hinge pin. Your hinge pin basically will do the snugging of the collars. So first, put one on one side, one on the other side, gently squeeze together. You're going to remove the back side nut only. And you're going to insert the hinge pin, making sure the spring is pointing up. Okay, so the next step is installing your top hinge. Exactly the same as the bottom. Put your post collars around the post. Undo the nut. Place it in. Snug it up. Now the top hinge should always point down so no one can take your gate off the hinges and walk away with it. Simple as that. For now, you don't have to snug it up. This will give you your left or right movement, so that part is done. Okay, what a trick of the trade here, you're going to take a block on each side of the gate. If your grade's not perfectly level, you may need a higher block on one side or the other. But what that's going to do is you want to aim for minimum 2 inches of clearance underneath your gate. So this is a good way, and it's going to hold your gate level while you're doing your work. So this is where you call a friend in. What we're going to do now, you're going to lift the gate, the frame collar, bottom frame collar only. Just lift the gate down. Okay. So the bottom frame collar is going to slide onto this hinge pin. Once you slide this on, what you're going to do is you're going to take your drill and snug it up. So just snug up a little bit. Your final are going to be with the actual hand socket. Just snug to hold it in place. Then what you're going to do is you're going to slide your top up till it seats at the top of the hinge bolt. Then again, snug up. Always snug up the hinge side first, then go back and snug up the back side. After the first two are done, you're going to set your third collar. And what the third collar does is actually strengthen up the spring closure so it can't twist when the gate's opening. Again, the same method. A little tighter, but same method. So now you're going to make sure that this is seated on the bottom washer part of the hinge bolt. And again, snug it up. And that takes care of the hinging. Okay, next you have your catch and your finger. Okay, next step, you're going to set your gate finger. So simply wrap your gate finger around, two-piece, put the second piece on the back side. The height for this is just basically whatever you feel comfortable with. There's no real set of rules for this. You don't want it too low that a young child, if you have a pool, could get their hands on it. But normally it's just, you know, a few inches from the top. Then you're going to snug up your finger. And it's nice and snug. So this is your catch. Make sure that this is not put upside down like that. Must go up, and then there is a place where you could put a padlock in to lock it, and it will not be able to open. Okay, so you slide your catch on, and what you're going to do is just close the gate until it catches. That'll give you your rough height. Insert the bolts through the back. Now the trick is, make sure the gate can move a little bit, make sure it's centered, and snug it up, making sure that it's not moving. Where this one moved. And you want to ease it up just a tad. There's your adjustment. And there we go. Okay, now we're going to adjust our self-closing spring. This part goes against the gate, the top part of the spring, to help push it closed. This part here is what puts tension on your spring. So the more you pull this back, the more tension is going to go on transfer up to the top. You're going to take an adjustable wrench and you're going to pull your tension to where you think you want it and snug it up. Then you're going to test your gate, and if it's slamming too much, then you're going to just ease this back a little bit towards the post. So towards the post is less spring tension, away from the post is more spring tension. Once you get all those snug, just go over everything and make sure everything is snug, top and bottom. And that's basically it in a nutshell. Thanks for watching the video. Enjoy New Trends products as many people have over the years.